So it's been about a month since my last fan mail, and then I got COVID a couple weeks back, so I couldn't go check my P.O. box, and well, looks like I got some mail I need to open. So let's get started. Kicking things off with a package from one Daniel Skinner. I just shot my Scream review, so I got a handy knife nearby. I was also inspired by the film, took up a new hobby in my free time. What do we have in here? We have the original Crank, starring Jason Statham. Fun fact, that's one of only 2 movies I ever walked out of. Not that it's a movie that I've rewatched it since then and had fun with it, enjoyed it, but I went to go see it on a date with my wife while I was at Bible college, and we were expecting a Transporter movie, except rated R, and instead we got a Grand Theft Auto movie on Red Bull. So this just wasn't what we were expecting. So, but I have seen the movie since then and do enjoy the film, so very cool. Next up, we have a package from Amazon. We'll leave these in here, and we have a little mini note from Samuel Capps. Thank you, Samuel. And what do we have right here? We have a PBS documentary on Clinton. I'm not familiar with this one, so I don't know. I don't think I've heard about this one, so I don't know the details on this one, but it's about Bill Clinton. And then the other one is a 2-pack of Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights, the Jackie Chan films. And whenever people ask me what's like the best entry point for Jackie Chan, I'll normally say Shanghai Noon or Rush Hour. If you're into Westerns, Shanghai Noon. If you like Owen Wilson, Shanghai Noon. If you want more modern setting, and if you like Chris Tucker, then go Rush Hour. But I think those are kind of his 2 most accessible films to kind of acquaint you, acclimate you to the works of Jackie Chan, because a lot of his Hong Kong stuff it's better choreography, but not necessarily as accessible of filmmaking. But I would say those are the starting points. So Shanghai Noon is the one that I prefer over Rush Hour, just because I like Owen Wilson and I like Westerns. But Rush Hour I think is great too. I think this one was actually supposed to be in a fan mail, the last fan mail, but it got misplaced. I went to go get my fan mail in the P.O. box and these slips, and they go back and check everything behind it, and they missed one of my packages. And so this one was supposed to be, I believe, be in last year's, and then when it wasn't in there, the person messaged. I gotta be careful, I don't slice my leg open. Using my leg as a table. Use it forcefully, stabbing a knife towards my leg while talking, distracting myself. But so it was supposed to be in there, and then I posted the video. I was like, "Hey man, did you get like a tall box with some posters?" Like, "No, I did not." And I was like, "What? I better go check with the post office people." And then this one was in there, so they actually sent this. Actually marked right here from a month ago. Oh, very cool. Look at that. That is a gorgeous Spider-Man poster. And then we have... Oh, that's the comic, the cover of the comic of the original appearance of Iron Man. Woo-hoo. Then we have Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I think these are the size of my... Oh, very cool. Yeah, so this is the size of my frames that I actually use. So it's a Ghostbusters Afterlife movie that I thoroughly enjoyed. Then we have Dune, another movie. I think both these were my top 10 last year. No Time to Die, another one of my top 10 from last year. Free Guy, one of the Grand Theft Auto poster for Free Guy, another one of my top 10 from last year. And then Free Guy in the old, I guess, Nintendo style game cover. So very cool, awesome. You'll probably be seeing several of those in the back of my videos in the near future, and then I might be framing those other ones and finding more space on my wall for that one. Very cool, very cool. I guess the box will happen. Marcus Hudgens, thank you so much. That is very cool, and like I said, you'll probably be seeing some of those in the near future background of some videos. We got another one from Daniel Skinner. We got a bunch of stuff in here. First off, we've got a pair of Dune Funkos, but these are the 1984 ones. So you got Sting, and then you have our lead character right here. So fun little ones. He sends me all kinds of Dune stuff. Big Dune fan. Then what do we have in here? A whole big old stack of movies. First off, we've got Stephen King's The Dead Zone. One that I have not seen. Okay, I'll let you know this. I've been meaning to do some sort of Stephen King ranking at some point in time, and we do have a version of Salem's Lot coming later this year, so hopefully I'll do a video that's probably like the 10, 15, 20 highest grossing Stephen King films ranked. So I do plan on doing a Stephen King ranking. There's like 70 movie adaptations, so I couldn't do a video of all of them, but I could do one of the highest rated on Rotten Tomatoes or highest grossing. Whichever one seems like the right list that the most people would have seen, that's the one that I'll run with. But just to say that, this is one that I haven't seen up to this point in time. Then we have Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, the Shane Black film that was one of the big comeback films for Robert Downey Jr. One that everyone has told me I love. I haven't seen it yet. So very cool, because that's a movie that's been on my radar to check out for a very, very, very long time. Then we have The Long Kiss Goodnight, also one written by Shane Black. He wrote on here Rennie Harlin's best movie, which is a mistake because Rennie Harlin's best movie is not this one. It is, in fact, Cliffhanger, of course, but another solid one of Cody Leach's favorite movies. Amnesia action thrillers are always ones that I have a lot of fun with. Then we have The Punisher. Anyone follows me enough, you know that I'm thoroughly a fan of The Punisher. Then we have Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Tim Burton version of the story with Jonathan Depp. I've only seen this movie once, but I imagine when the new one comes out, I believe next year, we'll have a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory ranking. So very one that probably get watched about a year from now. Then we have Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and this one is franchise I'm not all that familiar with. I haven't seen the movies, or wait, did I guess I watched the first one? Or think sometimes I get confused with which things are things. But so I watched the first one a little bit ago, and I guess they're doing a remake in the near future. So these are ones that my kids are going to check out the books, and we're going to watch them in anticipation of the new one. Then we have We're the Millers. I have not seen this movie. I'm familiar with its existence, but I haven't seen it yet. And he makes a note to point out this is Adam Warlock. So, like I said, it's been on my radar. It's not one that I've managed to see up to this point in time. Here's one that I haven't seen that I know. Whenever I tell people, they're always like, well, yeah, but you're not seeing The Lost Boys. But I've not seen The Lost Boys. And one of those movies that it's directed by Joel Schumacher. Joel Schumacher is one of those guys that people just make fun of him extensively because of Batman and Robin, but what they forget is that he did a bunch of other stuff that was a lot more serious. His just take on Batman was funky, but outside of that, he did a bunch of movies that people love. Okay, then we have a notice telling me to pay for my P.O. box. Probably should listen to that. Then we have this one right here. Hope you enjoy the Hotel Transylvania movies. The first one is my favorite for good reason. It's awesome, from Samuel Capps. So we've got the very first Hotel Transylvania right there. The new movie is coming out, or new movie came out, I guess, just a little bit ago. So hopefully I will have a ranking of these movies in the near future. So this could come in handy. Next up on here, we have another one from Daniel Skinner. We have Dune, the 4K. And he messaged me telling me he's going to send me this one. He's like messaging me like, hey, don't buy Dune. I'm going to send it to you. Okay. If you're going to tell me not to do something, I will listen to you. So Dune in 4K. My wife, as the one that's read the book, I haven't read the book yet. My wife read the book. She was supposed to go with me to the press screening, but the timing of it and a few other things made it so she couldn't go with me. And so I ended up going by myself. It was like a last minute thing that she just couldn't go. And so she still needs to watch this one. So maybe we'll be checking that one out in the near future. Sorry, I'm rubbing my nose. I shot this right after shooting my Scream review, as I mentioned at the beginning, and if I talk too long, my nose starts itching, and apparently my nose decided to start itching today. Okay, we got several more from Daniel Skinner coming up. And we have a 3-pack of Hancock, Hellboy, and Ghost Rider on Blu-ray. So, And in their own ways, I enjoy all three of these movies in different senses and in different degrees. But Hancock, I haven't watched it in a little bit, but so it's one I need to rewatch. I think it's a movie that plays a little differently now because the comic book genre has been so dominant since that movie came out, and it's a bit of a send-up of the genre while being a movie in the genre at the same time. The Apprentice, play the show at home. So I don't know where he found this, but it's a TV DVD game of The Apprentice, so that you can have Donald Trump in your own home yelling at you, "You're fired." So that is an impressive find right there. So maybe that's what the Chandler family will be playing tonight. And what do we have here? Okay, first off, okay, this be helpful in light of a movie coming out. We've got Zombie Morbius Funko. So, yeah, Morbius in our upcoming movie as a zombie. Once again, this is from Daniel Skinner. And then we have a big stack of films. Speaking of his love for Dune, here is the 4K of Dune 1984, the original one. He previously sent me the the Blu-ray of it, and now he has sent me the 4K. So in the future, whenever a Dune ranking happens, I can watch it in pristine 4K. Then we have The Quick and the Dead, the Sam Raimi movie. I do plan on doing a Sam Raimi ranking in whenever Doctor Strange 2 comes out, so in May. And so just last night, I was starting to research the cost of Sam Raimi movies on Blu-ray, so the timing of this one is actually quite good. Then we have Hellboy 2, the sequel to the first Hellboy, which he sent me in the separate package. Then we have Candyman 2021, last year's Candyman, that completes my set of Candyman films. I had my issues with this one, but there's a lot of like high level, the cinematography, the shooting, all of that stuff on this movie is just top notch. I thought it was pretty heavy handed in the messaging, and every time like there's everyone says, "Oh, the Candyman was always political. Candyman always had messaging." Like, right. I got you. I'm tracking with you. Like I'm not. The issue isn't that it has a message. The issue isn't that it's political. But the way you handled that just because the first one was political and not subtle doesn't mean that no matter what you do in this one, it's okay. And I would say this one, it starts off with people just standing around in circles talking about the socioeconomic ramifications of gentrification. The lead character does paintings about just social justice and things. Like, it was just, everything was so heavy-handed from beginning to end. That's what, to me, I wasn't crazy about with this one. But there's a bunch of things about it that are really well done. Then we have the 3-pack of Fury, Black Hawk Down, and Zero Dark 30. I've actually only seen Zero Dark 30 of these 3 movies. The other 2 I haven't seen. People are always shocked whenever I tell them that I haven't seen Black Hawk Down. What? How have you not seen Black Hawk Down? I don't know, but it hasn't happened yet, so now it's one that I can potentially check out. And then we have the Steelbook for the new Space Jam. And a lot of people on the internet were disappointed by this movie and thought it was just a product placement. I've seen it like 1,000 times because my kids love it, so they always want to put this movie on. So this one plays really well for my household because we're big fans of it, and it is the 4K of that one. All right, since between filming the rest of this fan mail video and being able to edit the video you're watching right now, I got one more package in the mail. Let's see what we've got. This is from Samuel and Giannis Caps. Absolutely adore the Stephen Sommers Mummy movies, and it is The Mummy Returns. And these are just fun adventure films that throw back to the Indiana Jones movies that themselves were throwback to the serial's older days. It's just good old-fashioned, fun, kind of creepy monsters, big action set pieces. And I actually watched through them with my kids during the initial run of quarantine, and we had a lot of fun with that. So
Very much greatly appreciated. I definitely don't have it in 4K, so where's that? There we go. There is that one. Oh, and The Rock's big screen debut was in this one. He'd done some acting before, but this was like him appearing in this movie was the start really of The Rock as a presence in movies. And then they did a spin-off after this one where his character's totally different, but he starred in the movie, and that's kind of where The Rock's career originated. And I remember when they announced that, even though I didn't follow The Rock, and then I saw the movie in the theaters, even though I didn't see the first one in the theaters, I saw this one in the theaters. And the rest is history. He's become quite successful.
Anyway, there you have it. That is today's fan mail. We got Funkos, a bunch of movies, a bunch of very cool posters. You'll probably see in some videos. And most importantly, tonight's game of choice, The Apprentice, Play the Show at Home, DVD TV game. Fun times. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for writing me letters. Thank you so much for sending me cool stuff that you thought that I would enjoy, that you'd like to see in my videos. All that stuff means the world to me. And keep talking movies too much.